if I'm gonna, because I didn't feel like recording anything, honestly. Where's my gum? Yeah, so I've got a piece of gum here. I'm filming in my closet today because it's like really loud out there. Like outside, I don't know what they're doing. I just keep hearing like constant banging. It's getting on my nerves. And honestly, I actually used to sit in my closet all the time when I was younger, when I was in high school. I had like a closet like this, like a walk-in closet. And I used to sit in my closet all the time and just like play on my phone and FaceTime my friends. And I would do it in the dark. So it kind of takes me back to those times. I am wearing my Dodgers hat today because the Dodgers, apparently they won the World Series. So that's good. Congratulations to the Dodgers. But yeah, life has just been really busy and slow and fun, and I'm really enjoying this stage of my life. It's just like such a fun stage and such a fun age. Have you guys read that book by Kylie? I think her name is Kylie Reid. It's called Such a Fun Age. But I'm 26 years old and I can essentially do whatever I want whenever I want. And I love that. I love living alone. I love having my own space. I love making the rules. I love that like my space is clean the way that like I want it to be clean, and everything is like the way I want it to be. Of course, like it's not how I want it like right now, like it's not in its ideal state. I'm just saying, like when I lived at home, I would like try to keep my house clean, or like, you know, those like TikToks where it's like when you finally like order food and then you hear the key, you're home alone, and then you hear someone put their keys in the front door, and now they've just ruined your entire mood. I don't have that feeling anymore. No one's here to ruin my mood. Do you hear that? That's the sound I was trying to escape. I just feel like I've always coveted my space, and living alone, I cherish it even more. Like my personal time is just so special to me. I love and I thrive on being alone. It's just not being lonely, because I'm not lonely. I'm definitely not lonely, but I love being alone. But yeah, I'm just like having so much fun. I finally got a job, so that will begin in December. So I still have a couple months to like, not a couple months, I have like literally a month. I have a month to do, like to tie up any loose ends that like I just feel like I haven't been able to get to in terms of like moving in, although I moved in August. But my project for this week, starting tomorrow, is to go through these boxes that you see behind me and like really organize them, well, unpack them, and find, most of these things need like storage solutions, so I need to first go through the boxes and figure out like what's inside of them, if I'm keeping the things, and then where they need to go. And then after that, I then need to like go on Amazon and order like a bunch of like storage solutions, like boxes and like organizing things. I love to organize and stuff like that, so that'll be very fun for me. Yeah, honestly, my closet is like the last thing that I didn't really unpack. Well, I did unpack it, but then I've just like put all my extra boxes in here because there's a door and I can shut it. So I have a lot of miscellaneous things in here. Yeah. I was talking about work. Yeah, so I finally got a job. It's a nanny job, which I know that when I first said that I quit my job, I was like, this is the end of nannying for me. I'm never doing it again. But honestly, because I have like zero work experience outside of nannying, and I also have like, there's a certain amount of money I want to make that I've been making as a nanny that I'm just not willing right now to take a pay cut and to like change my career. I wouldn't be taking a drastic pay cut, and I'm not willing to do that. Also, this job is just temporary until I start school. I sent in my grad school applications on Tuesday last week, so fingers crossed I'm feeling positive about it. I don't see why I wouldn't get in. The only reason why I wouldn't get in is if now is not the right time. That's the only reason why. But with this job, it's for like, it's from December, it starts in December for part-time, and then in January it will be full-time for 6 months, and then we'll like reassess what the family wants to do and what I want to do, and they know about me starting school in the fall semester of next year. So that's kind of perfect, because we can either decide, like if they decide they want to like take my hours back, which would be ideal, because then I wouldn't need to find a different job. But I cannot work 40 hours and go to school, because with the program I have to do like 2 days at an internship in person, like mandatory, Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. So yeah. I'm just like feeling really good, and I feel like not having a job for a little bit kind of showed me that like, and I like to know what's happening and when it's happening, and I like to be in control of everything. Why does my hair look like that? I really like to be in control. I don't do well with uncertainty, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And not having a job, I wasn't really afraid, but it did like allow me to just have to be okay with the uncertainty of being unemployed. And I'm really grateful that I wasn't unemployed for very long, and I'm very grateful that I was unemployed and I still was able to like maintain my life the way I wanted to and the way that I have, even when I had a job. So that is good. And I'm just feeling like really good about everything. And yeah, I took a break from recording because I honestly didn't really feel like recording, but that's the beauty about why I make YouTube videos, is because I don't do it for any reason other than literally because I want to do it. This is not something I do because like I'm trying to get famous or anything, or make a living off of YouTube. I don't make a dime, literally not a dime. It's strictly because I love ASMR, and I do it when I want to. That being said, I made like this arbitrary goal in my head. Well, not arbitrary, but just like, arbitrary is the wrong word. I made a very casual, loose goal in my head that I wanted to hit 2K subscribers by the top of the year, but I don't think that's gonna happen considering I'm only at 1100. I mean, crazier things have happened. So yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was talking about how much I love ASMR. I've been really loving ASMR a lot lately. I've been doing this thing where like after I take my showers at nighttime, I'm obsessed with drying out my ears. I always feel like my ears are wet. So I will dry out my ears after my showers, and then I'll put my AirPods in, and like while I'm doing my nighttime routine, I'm just like in this it's like a symphony of ASMR just like blasting in my ears, and I can't hear anything else but that and this fuck-ass helicopter. And it's so relaxing. I can't explain it. I mean, you like ASMR, so you know what I'm talking about. But it's just so soothing. And I'll also make my tea for my nighttime tea that I drink. I usually, before, I would just like make it and put it on my nightstand, and then I would go drink it when I was done like doing all of my nighttime routine things. But this might be gross to some people. I don't think it's very gross. I now bring it into the bathroom with me, like on the counter, while I'm like flossing and like just like doing all the things I do after my shower. I actually floss before my shower, but like all the things that I do after my shower, so then I can like sip on it while I'm in the bathroom, and just, oh, it's so nice. I love it. With that being said, I wanted to make an updated guess I've not discovered any new ones, but I've just been like spamming a lot of the same people that like I guess rediscovering people that I've always liked, but then I've been getting like really into them again and realizing like, holy shit. Someone that I will just mention right now, Dawson ASMR. He has really great videos, but yeah, so enough about the ASMR. This past weekend was Halloween. I dressed up as if you give a mouse a cookie, and I made these little cookies. Like, this one's kind of damaged. I'm gonna throw them away, but I made them like out of cardboard, these Amazon boxes, and then I put felt on there. And I might put a picture of my costume. Also, if you follow me on Instagram or my TikTok, I haven't ever linked my TikTok. What am I talking about? And then I wore these overalls, and I like put them in the pockets of the overalls. But I actually really love that book, and I really love chocolate chip cookies, so it's perfect for me. I didn't go too crazy on Halloween. I don't think I did. The day of, I guess I felt okay. Let me say this, y'all. Do you guys know Deidre Dantzler on TikTok? She always says, "Let me say this, y'all. Let me say this, y'all." And she's always like dancing in her bathroom to Party Next Door. And she's always like, "I'm the star of the show still." I love her. But let me say this, y'all. When I got drunk on Halloween, I didn't feel like I was very drunk. I felt like I was doing fine. It wasn't until the next day that then I realized, and I was given reports back, that I guess wasn't doing okay. Everyone was saying like, oh my god, this year Halloween sucked and all that. I think it was fun. I think the problem was that there was a lot of hype on this Halloween, being that it was a Friday and then we had Saturday and then like Sunday. I think people put like a lot of emphasis on it, and therefore it just like didn't live up. I know me personally, I kind of forgot to like find alternate plans in case my original plans fell through. So I don't really like this. I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to take this off and just wear this, because while it is giving a little bit of like a 2000s look, I think it also is just too many lines and it's drawing the eye all over the place, and I'm not really a fan of that. I'm gonna take this off after this episode is over. Yeah, so I think people just put too much emphasis on the weekend. But I had fun. I had a good time. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I cannot remember. Oh yeah, in December I'm cutting my hair. I always cut my hair every 4 months. I go and get my hair cut. I don't cut it like drastically. I usually do a trim, but I'm thinking that my thing is with my hair is I don't want it too short when it's curly, but I can't stand how long it is when it's straight. I think it's a little too, it looks a little too unprofessional, and I would like something a little shorter. I have layers in my hair, so I'm thinking this is like how long I want it to be when it's straight. Yeah, that's actually perfect. I'm getting so inspired by Carrie Bradshaw's hair in Sex and the City. It makes me want to like wear my hair curly more often, or at least feel proud about wearing my hair curly when I do. He's lucky I'm not one of those girls that would go. You know what? It's probably not okay. 2 things. It's either incredibly loud for the video and like you guys can hear everything, or it's not as loud as it sounds, and it's just my microphone picking it up and it's playing it in my ear. I'm gonna just stop freaking out and just let it be. But what was I saying? Yeah, there are things that I need to get done before I go back to work, like even know. I think that's kind of it. I did make like a little bit of a to-do list. I've been like back and forth at the doctor's for like 2 weeks. I got an infection, so I had to clear that up, and then I had to go and get a bunch of vaccines, not a bunch, but like a TB test for my job, and a COVID booster, and a flu shot. So that was fun. Luckily, I got my COVID shot last Monday, and I haven't gotten sick, so I think I'm in the clear, which actually makes me so happy because I was so nervous that I was gonna get sick or something. I'm just not in the mood to get sick. You know, who wants to get sick? I really want to run a 5K. Another one. I don't know if what I really, really want to do is I really want to run a 5K or a 10K at Disneyland. Like, I want to do that so badly. But I'm obviously not ready to run a 10K. I think running a 5K at Disneyland when it costs so much is kind of lame. Not lame, but like, I've already ran 2 or 3 5Ks, I cannot remember. I think just 2. So like, I wouldn't pay to that much money to run a 5K at Disneyland. If anything, I think I should run like something a little more challenging for me, which would be a 10K. Right now, a 10K is really challenging because I am still pretty slow at a 5K. So I think I do want to do another 5K before the end of the year. And then start training for a 10K. I need to be more consistent with that. And like, how do you even train for that? I also really want to join a run club. I walk a lot on the treadmill, like with the Peloton treadmill. And recently I've been doing some of their runs, and they're so much fun, which makes me want to join a run club. But what was I even saying all this for? I'm saying this to say that I want to run another 5K before the end of the year. And, yeah. I want to run a 5K before the end of the year. Oh, yeah, and this is what I was going to say. The Disneyland, race that's in January of 2026 is already sold out, which I knew was going to sell out. It was basically almost sold out when I looked at it back in like January of this year. So I think it'll be perfect actually. I could train all next year, starting next year, for the 10K, do a couple practice ones, and then I could do the 2027 10K at Disneyland, which would be so much fun. My only thing is like, who would come with me? Because I did a 5K at the Dodger Stadium, and I did it alone. And like, no one came either. Like, I ran it alone, and when I was done, there was no one there for me. And please don't pity me. I wasn't embarrassed. I was fine. The only part that embarrassed me was that like, I was worried that people were gonna think that I was sad about being there alone. I was fine. I actually felt pretty good about being there alone. I was happy to do it alone. Yeah. I just didn't want anyone to look at me and be like, oh my god, this poor girl. Like, no, I was fine. I love doing shit alone. But I feel like at Disneyland, when you do a 10K there or any race there, like, you then spend the day in the parks, and I don't want to go to the parks alone. I've never done that. I would eventually, but I don't think on that day I would want to do that. So, yeah. And my friends aren't big Disney people, like sometimes, but I don't think they're always down. Like, I would always be down. I'm always down to go to Disney. Like, if someone told me right now, let's go to Disneyland, I'd be down. I would pack my little bag, and I'd be there right now. And I'm not a spontaneous person. That being said, I'm trying to think of anything else, like other life updates. Did you hear my stomach growl? I'm starving. Anything I've been watching? Just Sex and the City again. Nothing else that I've been doing. I'm so close to finishing my book, Fourth Wing. I think I'm on page like 390 something. So I'm getting closer to the end. It's taken me so long, you guys. I started that book in August, and it's now November 3rd, which is insane that it's November. But yeah, I'm just like such a slow reader, and I had a goal of 14 books this year, and I and it's fine. It's fine. This is only a race with myself, no one else. And reading is supposed to be a hobby. It's nothing but something I do for pure enjoyment. So, but speaking of the year flying by, I was thinking about this like a couple weeks ago about how this year has literally flown by. And in some ways, I feel like I've experienced it in a haze. But in other ways, I also feel like I have experienced every single calendar day in its entirety. Like, I can distinctly remember January 1st all the way through November 3rd. Like, almost, I feel like I can remember every single day. I can remember each month and feeling like, oh my gosh, we're now in February, and now we're in April, and then it's like June, and oh my gosh, now it's August 1st, and then my birthday's in a month from now, and then it's my birthday, and then even with those large gaps, I've felt every single day, and like every little moment, which I don't know what that says. It's a cool feeling. I don't think I've ever felt this way in a year. This year has been one of the toughest fucking years of my life. Like, so much has changed for me, and a lot of hard things have happened. That was me zoning out, thinking about the hard things. But we move. Yeah, so I then saw, like, I had this thought on my own, and then I saw a tweet the other day that was like, I felt every day, like, fully, like, I've experienced every day fully, and I was like, holy shit, I'm not alone in this feeling. Something about this year, like, it sped by, like, so fast, but I also felt every single day, like, I lived every day. And I'm not saying that like in a cheesy way, like I lived it to the fullest, so that's not what I mean. I just mean like I remember like living each day and like feeling it pass by, and not in a bad way, like not in a lazy way. I just remember everything. Like that song by Zach Bryan and Casey Musgraves. Have you ever heard that song? It's a beautiful song. It's a perfect fall song. You should go listen to it. Fall always makes me like listen to more of like my alternative and like folky and country music that I love. It's also a perfect time to go stream the Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. That album, you guys, no notes. It's going platinum in my home right now. I listen to it literally from top to bottom. And there's like 31 tracks on that album. I listened to it from top to bottom for like the past 3 or 4 days. Right now, I'm loving The Albatross. I'm loving Guilty as Sin. I'm loving Fresh Out the Slammer. Oh my god, I love that one. And of course, I'll always love Fortnite with Post Malone. But this has been 30 minutes of me rambling on about nothing, and I think it's going to be really hard for me to edit this because I stopped a million times to complain about the truck. So I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to my nephew's basketball game. And I'm gonna see my sisters. My sister is driving me, my sister and her boyfriend, and I'm so excited because I get to hang out with my little tiny baby nephew in the back seat, so that will be very fun for me.